Welcome back to Wolf Game 101, Module 5. We're going to be talking about the wool token and wool pouches. I am Spooky47. You can find me on Twitter at Spooky47Crypto. So this is an overview of what we're going to talk about. We'll talk about what a wool token is. I'm going to show you where you can go to buy that. And then I'm going to show some different places you can look at charts if you're into technical analysis. And then finally, we'll talk about wool pouches and how they can be a great value in the NFT space. So the wool token, at a very basic thing, is an ERC20. It is a token that people would refer to as an altcoin. It is the utility and governance token for the Wolf Game NFT project. There's a maximum supply of 5 billion wool token, but much of that has already been burned. And the developers have received 6 million wool token as part of their investment for what they've done with this project. So they've committed to having that locked for 4 years, which says a lot about their commitment to the longevity of this game and hopefully where it can go in those next 4 years in terms of the price of the wool token and the price of the NFT assets themselves. So I mentioned before that a lot of wool has been burned. In the last module, we talked about how it was required for minting farmers, and that wool was burned. And then there was also a couple different things called relic auctions. So there was 2 of these. And the items, in order to purchase those items, people had to commit to burning wool. And the wool itself is used for a variety of game functions. Currently, in alpha game, it's something that people stake in order to increase the amount of points that their team can achieve. And then in return for that, they're going to be receiving wool pouches at the end of the game. We're going to be talking about alpha game in the next module, so I don't want to go too far into that right now. So where can you buy wool? You're not going to find it on any centralized exchange, so don't bother looking at Coinbase trying to find the wool token. This is something you have to go to a decentralized exchange for. So the place you would go is Uniswap, and Uniswap has a liquidity pool where you could swap your Ethereum for wool and vice versa. If you want to sell your wool, you can swap it back to Ethereum. So to do this, you could also do it directly in MetaMask, and that's how I normally do it. I don't normally go out to Uniswap's website specifically. So if you want to do it in MetaMask, there are a couple links in the description that will show you how to add a custom token to MetaMask, specifically the wool token, and then also how to swap within there. So you can, without ever going to the Uniswap website, you can turn your Ethereum into wool tokens. So in order to get the correct contract, you want to go to coinmarketcap.com and look up the wool token, and then you can copy that and use it with the 2 video resources I provided in the description to add that to your wallet so you can do your swap. Now, if you're into technical analysis, as far as trading goes, there's a couple places you can pull up charts for this. One of these is Dex Tools. I will have a link to that as well in the description. And this is going to show you the price of wool relative to the US dollar. So on here, it was about 16 cents when I took that screenshot. And then if you want to see it in Ethereum, another place you can go is TradingView, tradingview.com. And they do have free accounts. The only difference with the paid accounts is you can get more technical indicators on there. And this chart is just displaying the price of wool in Ethereum, valued in Ethereum. So you can look at it 2 different ways. You can look at it relative to the US dollar, but really the more useful way to look at it, just from a purely crypto standpoint, is its value against Ethereum. So finally, we move on to wool pouches, and we talked a little bit about this early on in the course, how it related to the history of the game. But if you had missed that part, they're ERC20 tokens stored in tradable NFTs. So if you look on the right-hand side of the screen, there's 2 different elements to these wool pouches. There's locked wool, and there's an unlock period. So in the example, there's just under 37,000 wool in that wool pouch. And the unlock period is 1,420 days. So if we took 36,801 wool and we divided that by 1,420 days, that's how much wool we would get access to every day. And to get access to it, you just go to wolf.game, you click on the link that says pouches, and then you can claim it. And you could sell it or use it or whatever you want to do with it. This happens all day, every day. Now, the thing I want to point out about pouches is they can trade at a very significant discount. So with this example one, with almost 37,000 wool in there at the price, at what the wool price was at the time that I did the math on this. The total value there was $6,307 if you valued it in wool. Now, the person who's selling that pouch was selling for 0.55 ETH, which at the time of the screenshot, that in US dollar equivalent, that was $1,536. So now understand, you don't get access to all the wool at once. This is over a 4-year period. So the risk here is, what if the wool token goes to zero, which it could, like anything else. But if you believe in the longevity of the game, this is a great value because you're essentially getting a 75% discount on this wool. And if it could just hold its current value, let alone if it increases to what we all hope it does, which is $1 and north of $1, and that will depend on the success of the game, of course. So if you want to get more into the pouches, website you should check out is wolfgame.tools/pouches. And on the left-hand side of the screen, you can just click pouches and you'll get something that looks like this. And this is going to show you discount to liquid wool, so you don't have to do the math yourself. And then it's also going to show you unclaimed wool. So when people list these for sale, they're supposed to claim the liquid wool that's available to them. So if they own the pouch for 14 days or whatever, and it was dripping wool, before they list it for sale, they should go and claim that on Wolfgame or wolf.game. So if they didn't do that, that's yours if you buy it. So it's worth looking for. It's pretty rare that happens, but it could. And then those links right there that are hyperlinked, you can click in and take you right to the OpenSea listing. Alternatively, you could also just take the pouch number, go to the OpenSea listing yourself, pop that number in, and you'll be able to find that specific pouch if you want to buy it or make an offer on it. So this is a summary of what we covered. The wool token, what it is. You can go to Uniswap to buy it. If you want to look at charts of it, Dex Tools and TradingView.com both have charts. And then finally, wool pouches are great long-term value. If you believe in this NFT project and you're hoping that the price of the coin is going to increase, this is a fantastic way to secure some wool for the long term. So that's it for Module 5. Module 6, we're going to be getting into current events of what's going on right now as I'm recording this, which is Alpha Game. And we'll talk about how you can get involved in that as well. So please like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for updates. And you can follow me on Twitter at Spooky47Crypto.